Hi, Paula. Hi, everybody at Philadelphia Cream Cheese. I'm Cinda, and I'm here in my kitchen in Salinas, California. And today I'm going to make for you a recipe that I created called Cinda's Spicy Shrimp and Ravioli with Cajun cream sauce. So first of all, I've got my pan, my saute pan here heating up. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in, which I've already pre-measured. I've chopped up 4 cloves of garlic, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to my hot oil. And you can hear it sizzling, so you know the pan is ready to go. Along with that, I've got a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So I'm going to add that to the garlic and let that sizzle for just a moment. And as soon as it comes to a good sizzle, I'm going to add my liquid to it. So let's give it just a second here. Okay. All right, now in here I've measured out about 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. I use the box stock because I like the flavor best, but if you have canned, that works fine too. And then I've got a ½ cup of white wine. I'm using a Sauvignon Blanc, but you can use a Chardonnay, or if you don't like wine or don't have wine, just use all chicken stock. So I'm going to bring this to a boil now and let this reduce down just about a third. Let it reduce down about a third, and then we'll add the cream cheese and the Tabasco. Anyway, as far as how I started cooking, I was about 10, and my mom wanted to go visit her relatives in Germany for about a month. So before that, she was prepping us, and my older sister and I, who's about 1.5 years older, so she was prepping us to learn how to make a few things. And she taught us some pretty good recipes. And one of them was a spicy chili that my sister and I created for our family. And my dad loved it, my brother loved it, and my younger sister also did. And today it's something that my older sister and I still make on a regular basis, so it's kind of fun. So cooking's really stuck. And this is what I'm going to be adding, as you can see. And I love the way it makes sauce taste. I used to use heavy cream, and then I got the idea to substitute the cream cheese for the heavy cream. Oh, it's so much better. It's just so much better, and everybody I've made this for just loves it. My husband and I hang out with some friends, and we call them the A-Team. So now I'm putting the cream cheese in here. We call them the A-Team, and there are 4 of us couples. And we get together on a regular basis, and we take turns hosting dinner for each other. And so whoever's hostessing and hosting comes up with the menu, does all the cooking, and the other 3 couples come and they just bring wine, and we sit and have a great time. Well, this is one of those recipes that I created for our A-Team, and everybody has really enjoyed every time I make it. And my husband, who loves New Orleans cooking because he's visited there so many times, he's a huge fan of this recipe. So I get a lot of enjoyment out of making this for my friends and family. Okay, so you can see the cream cheese is starting to thicken up a little bit. And, okay, so it's almost incorporated. Pretty much incorporated, and now I'm going to be adding the shrimp. And what I've done here, I'll just kind of show you. I have my own Cajun blend, Cajun spice blend that I created on my own. And I use 2½ tablespoons of smoked paprika. And I think it is important to get the smoked paprika because it gives that essence of smoke, and it really does make a difference in the recipe. I've got 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. I've got 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Got 2 tablespoons of dried thyme leaves. 2 tablespoons of celery flakes. 1 tablespoon of black pepper. 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Okay, so look at my sauce. It's nice and thick and creamy. Oh my gosh. Looks so good. All right, now I have taken my spice blend that I mixed up earlier, and I added 1.5 tablespoons to 1 pound of peeled into vein shrimp, And I like to use the ones with the tails on. I think they make a nicer presentation. But you can use whatever kind of shrimp or seafood you like. I think crab would be really good with this too. But I've typically used either shrimp or salmon, and salmon's really good with it too. You just cut it up into chunks. And this is 1 pound of peeled and veined shrimp. It's the 21 to 30 count. It's the fairly large size shrimp. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate this, and I'm going to add, let's see, where am I measuring? I'm going to add a teaspoon of Tabasco. Okay, so let's stir that in. And I may want to add a little bit more Cajun spice. I like it when it's a really pretty rosy pink color. I think I need just a little bit more. So I'm going to add, I added a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to add another teaspoon here. Okay, so let's stir that in. And this is a great meal for a quick weeknight meal. It doesn't even take 30 minutes. All right, so my shrimp are coming to cook there, and now I'm going to add my 1 pound. I've got a spinach ricotta ravioli, and I'm going to add that to my boiling water. I've already added a tablespoon of kosher salt, so be careful when you add that. It's hot. So let's do some cleanup here. Okay. So the shrimp take about 4 minutes, and that's about as long as the ravioli takes. So that's pretty good timing as far as when you put your shrimp in, go ahead and add your fresh ravioli. If you're using a dried, like tortellini or dried ravioli or dried pasta, you'll need to allow longer cooking time. That would take probably 10 to 11 minutes. So we've got our shrimp cooking here. You can stop. And we'll turn off the heat here. Drain this. When you're doing this, you'll get a facial if you don't stand back, so be careful. All right, so just shake off the water a little bit and put it back in the pan. Whoops, left a couple there. All right, so we'll put it back in the pan, and then I'm going to just add it to my shrimp and the sauce. And there we go. All right, put that back here. All right, so now I'm going to stir. I'm going to stir it gently, so we don't want to break up those ravioli. They've got the filling in it with the spinach and the cheese, so we want to be gentle. And all right, now comes the final parts. So I've got some tomatoes. I've got 2 tomatoes about that size, I'd say fairly large tomatoes, chopped up. And I did add some salt, probably about a half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to actually take them with my hands because I don't want all that water in there. So I'm going to add those. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is going to add to the pretty color we've already got going. All right. And I've got 4 thinly sliced scallions, but only the green part. So I'm going to add those. And we've got about 1/4 cup of cilantro. I'm gonna use about half so we can save a little bit for garnish at the end. Okay, now I'm gonna stir it all together, and I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs to have any seasonings adjusted. Oh, look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Oh, it looks so okay. Now comes the fun part. I get to taste. Yay. All right, I'm going to put a ravioli on my plate. I've got a shrimp there and a couple tomatoes, a little extra sauce for my bread. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more of the shredded Parmesan on top, a little bit of cilantro, another squeeze of lime. Oops, excuse me. And these little things are slippery. Okay, and I've got a piece of bread here, so let me cut into my ravioli. Oh, it's so good. Delicious, wow. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed my segment. I hope you enjoy this meal as much as I have. Thanks a lot, bye-bye.